So you have a manuscript, and now it is time to publish, okay? And you don't know what to do. You've been thinking, should you self-publish or should you go the traditional route, right? All right, so I want to give you a brief difference of the two, okay? So you can make an informed choice. I'll tell you a bit of the pros and the cons, so you know what to do, okay? For the self-publishing route, basically what is publishing, right? Publishing is making something available to the public. That's basically what it means, right? Making, in the case of book publishing, that means you're making a manuscript available to the public. You're publicizing it, right? You're turning it into a publication, right? Making it public, right? So there are two ways to do it. It's either you do it yourself, self-publishing, or you give it to a professional, which is the traditional publishing route. You give it to a publisher to publish on your behalf, right? So there are two ways to it. These are the two key ways to it to make your book published, okay, public, right? All right. So let's say, for instance, you have decided to opt for the self-publishing route, okay. What would you need to do, right? What exactly do publishers do, professionals do that you might not have to be the one to do it, going through the self-publishing route, right? Is either you do it yourself or you pay people to do it on your behalf. Either way, it's still self-publishing, okay? So the first thing you need to do is create a cover design, right? Design a cover for your book. The next thing is you copy edit it. You check for grammatical errors, you check for typos, tautologies, repetitions, things like that, in the book to make it, worthy to go into the market. The next thing you need to do is you need to lay the book out, in a professional way. The way you type your book out in the Microsoft Word is not the way it comes out as a book. No, right? It has to be laid. Everything has to be equal. The lines, it has to. There are some professional touches, right, that would go into it. So you might have to do that yourself, or you pay people to do that on your behalf. The next thing you need to do is get an ISBN number. That is the International Standard Book Number. If you're self-publishing, you get that from a national library. Even publishers, that's where they get it from too. So go to your national library and apply for an ISBN number, right? The next thing you need to do is to review your book. You send your book to a reviewer. If you want to review it yourself, that's fine, but it's not advisable, knowing that, seeing as you are the one who wrote it, it is better to have a second eye, second opinion on things. So you can send it to a professional reviewer, to review on your behalf, okay? And you pay the reviewer, and that's it. Then the last thing you need to do is to distribute the book yourself. You can either distribute online or offline or both, right? You online, Amazon, Amazon KDP and things like that. That's the Kindle publishing route. Then the other one is you can either start going to bookshops. That's the offline kind. Going to bookshops, conducting seminars. Going to book fairs. Trying to showcase your book and things like that. Yeah. All right. So the next one is the traditional publishing route. This is where you give to a publisher, to a professional publisher, somebody who is established in that industry, to do all those things for you. They would be the one to publish and to create the cover. They'll be the one to edit it. They'll do the review. They'll do the layout. They get the ISBN, and they also distribute. Right? They market. They use their fund. They have a network as a traditional publisher because they are established. They have a network of partners, all over the country, usually, in fact, all over the world, right? And they tend to, push it to all their partners, and your books can sell millions and millions. Same thing with self-publishing. If you go online through Amazon, depending on your marketing, you should be able to sell a whole lot of books too. So that's basically what it is. The next thing is the cost-wise. That's usually the determining factor, in choosing whether you're going for the self-publishing or the traditional publishing route. So for self-publishing, it's actually cheaper, to go the self-publishing route, and you have more money. You can make more money from self-publishing than the traditional publishing route, right? Usually, you go to a traditional publisher, they might say, okay, you are not bringing your money on board. They would cater for all the expenses, they pay the editors, they pay the reviewers, they pay the graphic designers, they pay for the ISBN, they do all that, and they also pay and fund the distribution processes, right? But what they will be paying you, your profit, your royalty, will be quite small, like really small. It could be 10% of, the sale, whatever it is, that comes in from the book, quite small. But on the self-publishing route, you are bringing your money on board. You are the ones spending your money and your energy. So, of course, a whole chunk of the profit will come to you too, right? So that's basically what it is when it comes to publishing. So I want to believe this has helped you. So if you have a book that you need published, you have some questions, you're not still sure whether you should go the self-publishing or the traditional publishing route, you can just drop a comment, send me a message, or just find a way to get in touch. Okay, so I can explain more to you. So my name is Ibrahim. I'm a book publisher. I'm also a book printer. We go through my page, you see a whole lot of my machines and stuff like that. So some of these books I published, I published educational books, of all genres of book anyway. So fiction, non-fiction, whatever book you have, whatever manuscript you have, if it's suitable for the market, I'll publish it. So that's it. I will find it.